this way!
An unarmed father of two opens his door and is gunned down by police. The killing leaves everyone asking the same thing.
How can you open the door to your house and be shot and killed?
The shocking answer involves a deadly game called swatting, which is just as unbelievable as the shooting itself.
I thought it was kind of ridiculous, really.
Ridiculous and deadly for your brother.
Yes.
3 days after Christmas, a 911 operator in Wichita, Kansas takes a call from a man claiming to be a killer.
This is 911. What's going on?
I recently got disconnected. I had told you guys everything that happened about the argument with my mom and dad.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
They were arguing and I shot him in the head and he's not breathing anymore.
What kind of weapons do you have?
A handgun.
The caller warned his mother and brother could be next.
I'm just pointing the gun at them, making sure they stay in the closet. My mom and my little brother.
Okay, is there any way you can put the gun up?
Because I already poured gasoline all over the house. I might just set it on fire.
Okay, well, we don't need to do that, okay?
Do you have my address correct?
Cops had the address, and within minutes were swarming the house on McCormick Street.
Officers came here preparing for a hostage situation. Several of them got into position.
Inside, Andy Finch was on the couch when he heard the commotion outside and went to check it out. This video from a police body camera shows what happened when he opened his front door.
Walk this way!
When Andy doesn't comply, one of the officers opens fire from across the street. Ali Abdeladi, who lives with the family, was making his way to the front of the house when he heard the shot.
Andy was here, you were in your room. As you come into this room, you hear a shot.
Right before I made it to this door, I hear the shot and a drop, like a person dropped on the floor.
He tells our Nerissa Knight he'll never forget what he saw when he reached the living room.
I saw him laying here. Basically, his feet were facing this way, his head that way.
Just inside the doorway, Andy lay bleeding to death.
Did your brother have any blame in this? Did anyone in this house have any blame in this?
No. They were all just sitting in the house, having a respectful evening, you know, being a family. And just to open your front door and get shot on by people who are supposed to be looking out for you.
Before Lisa or Allie could check on Andy, police ordered them out of the house.
Lisa was coming out of her room and she asked me what's going on. So I looked back at her and tell her, I don't know, but they're telling us to get out.
Both were immediately handcuffed and placed on the curb.
We were asked who else is in the house. Told them, well, besides me and Lisa, it's Andrew, the guy you guys shot. The granddaughter of Lisa was here.
Too afraid to leave her room, the 17-year-old was still upstairs when cops ordered her outside.
She had to come down, the granddaughter, and step over her uncle who's grasping for his last breath.
Exactly, unfortunately. And that's what she was also telling the officer, that my uncle is laying in, and the officer kept saying, it's not your uncle, we didn't shoot your uncle.
But her uncle had in fact been shot by a 7-year veteran of the Wichita Police Department. Once cops cleared the house, paramedics rushed him to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 7:03.
I had no idea what was going on.
105 North Avenue, 52.
Still handcuffed on the curb in below freezing temperatures, Lisa Finch wasn't even told that her son was dead. Before long, she was taken in for questioning along with her granddaughter and Ollie.
They put us in separate vehicles. We were taken downtown, placed in separate rooms, interrogated.
At the police station, they learned Andy passed away. They were also told about the fake 911 call that started it all.
Had you ever heard of swatting before?
No, I have not. Not before this, no.
Swatting is a dangerous new phenomenon where a caller reports a false emergency in order to draw a large police response to another person's address.
The false calls include serious law enforcement emergencies such as bomb threats, murder, hostage taking, or other alleged serious incidents.
But why was the Finch family the target of a swatter? Up next, we track down the man behind the fake 911 call what he says will leave you shaking your head.
I love swatting kids who think that nothing's going to happen.
And why police say they were forced to shoot to kill.
And I don't see how that's acceptable.
I don't believe that I'm the only guilty party involved in this whole incident, considering I was contacted and almost instructed to SWAT.